Praise the Lord. Look here. We're going to talk a little bit about the ozone layer. Because for some years now, I've had this sneaky suspicion that there's something going on with the ozone layer. And then when they decided that they wanted to keep going in and out of space, I really figure and believe that there's something going on with the ozone layer for real. Because going in and out of space is putting a hole in the ozone layer. You know, that layer that protects us from the UV rays from the sun. They're putting holes in it. And I know they're not going in and out on the same spot over and over again. You understand what I'm saying? Because if they did that, that space would never heal. All right? So with them going in and out of space, period, is causing issues with the ozone layer. And then there's different pollutions that we're using here in the earth that we're causing in the earth. It's also affecting the ozone layer. Now I'm sure they're doing their best that they can to kind of like protect the ozone layer, but it don't make sense for you to try to protect the ozone layer with what little bit man know. We don't know a whole lot about God's creation like that. But what little bit man know about the ozone layer, to do what they know to do and then to continue to harm it, it's not healing it. You understand what I'm saying? So we're going to read a little bit about the ozone layer and see if the ozone layer is really damaged, because from the little bit that I have read, I tend to believe that there is something going on with our ozone layer. And then how every summer seems to get hotter and hotter, and it be so hot sometimes to feel like it's biting your skin. And I know the young folk might not understand what I mean when I say biting your skin, but you older ones, you know what I mean by it feel like the sun biting your skin. You know what I mean? Because it be so hot. And it's like you can't cool down, and when it touches your skin, it really hurt. And then I was talking to a woman a couple years back. She said she had went to Carolina. I forget what she went to Carolina for a vacation, and it wasn't really hot. She said it was like 76 degrees, and she was sitting at the pharmacy part at I want to say it was Target. I was at Target. I was at, and she was sitting there waiting for her medicine. She said she had just came home from a vacation down in Carolina, a part of Carolina. They have a beach home, a beachfront home there. And she said she was sitting outside, and it was like 76 degrees. And she said she wasn't sitting out there for about maybe 10 minutes. But she said by the time when she got up to go in the house, she had got sunburns. And the sunburns were so bad. She said it was like third-degree burns. She had to immediately go to the doctor, to the hospital, to get treatment. And she showed me them, and they were bad. And she was she had just came back home for Carolina getting her prescription filled. When she ran out when she got home, and it was still pretty bad, So I really tend to believe in not only the heat, but the different stuff that's going on with the oceans, and the different stuff that's going on with the marine life, and the different stuff that's going on with the plants and the earth itself, period. I tend to believe that there's something going on with our ozone layer, and they're not telling us the truth about it. And then on top of that, it seemed like to me they don't care, because if they cared, they wouldn't continue to go in and out of space like they're doing, So to have an idea, I understand Elon Musk's idea of trying to prepare a place in case something happened to the earth, but it's not going to happen to the earth unless you cause it to happen to the earth. Okay? God created this earth to sustain itself. All right? But if man continue to do what they're doing, it's going to destroy. Man is destroying the earth. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't want to be here in a long time. So let's start reading a little bit here. Okay. If the ozone layer is damaged, more harmful UV radiation, and y'all please be gentle, because I can't pronounce a whole lot of these words. I'm not a scientist. Okay, so a lot of these words I can't pronounce. So I would try to pronounce it, and then I would spell what I can't pronounce, okay? But this is very important, and it's very important for everybody to listen, especially those scientists, all right? If the ozone layer is damaged, more harmful UV radiation reaches Earth's surfaces. Okay, let me say this too, because the Lord's speaking to me, so I need to speak it as I hear it, because I'll be done forgot it. Now, a lot of you scientists and whatnot, you guys are used to just hearing, they come to you and they say this, and then you believe it and you go on about your business. The Lord is saying, stop believing everything and start doing your job. He graced you with the knowledge of scientific knowledge so that you guys can stand up against things like this. The earth is being destroyed. And a lot of you scientists, the ones that care, you have a humble spirit about yourself because your mind is really just on the scientific aspect of the world. And when somebody comes to you a lot of times you can't tell it because you're not really paying attention to it. Your mind is just on science. You know what I mean? And y'all, you scientists, y'all know I'm not trying to be, funny because, and y'all understand what I'm saying. I'm quite sure because this is what the Lord is saying to me. So it's like you're not. It's not that you don't care. A lot of y'all really, really care. Your heart is in this thing. But when somebody comes to you and say, "Well, this is what's going on," blah 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 blah, you believe it, you move on. Okay, unless you see proof of it. So what I'm trying to say to a lot of you scientists is this: start looking. Look for yourself. Look for yourself. Okay, they got them big old. I know the telescopes, them real big ones that you can really see off into space with. I know a lot of you scientists have you have access to those things. Okay, some of y'all might have some at home, but pay attention to the ozone layer of the earth because the ozone layer of the earth, I do believe, is being messed up. So we're gonna do a little review ourselves. If the ozone layer is damaged, more harmful UV radiation reaches Earth's surface, leading to increased risk of skin cancer, cataracts, weakened immune systems, and damage to crops, plants, and marine ecosystems. Here's a more detailed explanation. Effects on human health. 1. Increased skin cancer risk. Damage to the ozone layer allows more UVB radiation to reach the Earth's surface, which is a primary cause of skin cancer. 2. Cataracts. Exposure to high levels of UV radiation can also increase the risk of developing cataracts, a clouding of the eye's lenses. 3. Weakened immune systems. UV radiation can suppress the immune system, making individuals more susceptible to infections. Okay, now, environmental impacts. 1. Damage to crops and plants. Excessive UV radiation can damage sensitive crops and plants, potentially reducing agricultural productivity. Agricultural. Agriculture. I've never been able to say that word, guys, but I know y'all know what I'm saying on this. Agricultural productivity. Okay. Now, disruption in marine ecosystems. UV radiation can harm marine phytoplankton, 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 the base of the ocean food chain, leading to disruptions in the marine ecosystem and potentially impacting human food supplies. I mean, impacting the fishes and whatnot. Okay, damage to DNA. UV radiation can damage the DNA of plants and animals, potentially leading to mutations and other harmful effects. The ozone layer and UV radiation. The ozone layer, located in the stratosphere, absorbs most of the sun's harmful ultraviolet radiation, particularly UVB and UVC rays. Without the ozone layer, these UV rays, ultraviolet, these UV rays would reach the Earth's surface in much greater quantities, posing significant risks to human health and the environment. Ozone depletion or thinning of the ozone layer allows more UV radiation to reach the surface. The thinning is most pronounced in the polar region, especially over Antarctica. Okay, now we're gonna we're gonna look up and see if these things is being damaged. That it says that if there was a depletion in the ozone. Let's look through and see. Let's see what the rise. See if there's a rise in skin cancer. Okay, let's see. Ooh, the bloody issue. Uh, has there been a rise in skin cancer the past 5 years? Okay. It says, yes, there has been a rise in skin cancer, particularly melanoma, in the past few years, with melanoma incidence increasing by 16% in the past 5 years. Here's a more detailed breakdown. Melanoma incidence in the past 5 years, the number of new invasive melanoma cases diagnosed annually increased by 16%. Overall increase from 2009 to 2019, the number of new melanoma cases in the United States is estimated to have increased by over 40%. Okay, projected increase. The projected number of the new melanoma cases in 2030 is 110,000, compared to approximately 65,000 new cases in the year of 2011. Okay, factors contributing to the rise. Possible explanation for the rising melanoma rates include improved screening and detection, increased sun exposure, and people living longer. Non melanoma skin cancers. The diagnosis and treatment of non melanoma skin cancers in the United States increased by 77% between 1994 and 2014. Now, let's go back and ask another question. Is melanoma cancer caused by lack? No, no, let's do this again. Is melanoma cancer caused by UV rays? Yes, melanoma, the deadliest form of skin cancer, is largely is largely caused by ultraviolet radiation, primarily from sunlight, but also from artificial sources like tanning beds. Here's a more detailed explanation. UV radiation and DNA damage. UV radiation, especially UVB rays, damaged because the UV radiation that comes from the breakdown of ozone, it said UVB and UVC. Okay. UV radiations, especially UVB rays, damage the DNA in skin cells, leading to mutations that can cause uncontrolled cell growth, ultimately forming tumors. Said it could cause mutations now in DNA mutations. Melanoma formation. These mutations, if not repaired, can lead to development of melanoma, a type of skin cancer that can spread to other parts of the body. Sunburn as a risk factor. Sunburns as a result of excessive UV exposure are a significant risk factor for melanoma, especially if they occur multiple times. Other risk factors. While UV radiation is the primary cause of other factors like genetics, fair skin, and a weakened immune system, that also is caused by thinning of the ozone layer. can also increase the risk of melanoma. Now, it said prevention. I'm gonna put the prevention on here too. Protecting your skin from UV radiation through sun protection. Measures like wearing sunscreen, seeking shade, and wearing protective clothing can significantly reduce the risk of melanoma. However, if the ozone layer get too damaged, none of that is going to work. Let's see. Let's put on here from thinning of ozone layer. See what that say. It says I just kept the same question and then I put from thinning of ozone layer. It says yes, while the ozone layer protects us from harmful UV radiation, its thinning allow more UV rays to reach the Earth's surface, increasing the risk of melanoma and other skin cancers. The ozone layer and UV radiation, the ozone layer in the Earth's stratosphere acts like a shield absorbing most of the sun's harmful ultraviolet radiation, particularly UVB. Now, see what we just read? It was caused by the ultraviolets, particularly the UVB. Ozone depletion and increased UV. When the ozone layer thins, ozone depletion, more UV radiation, including UVB, reaches the Earth's surface. UV radiation, the skin cancer. Exposure to UV radiation, especially UVB, is a major risk factor for developing skin cancer, including melanoma. Melanoma and UV exposure. Studies have shown that increased exposure to UV radiation is linked to an increased risk of melanoma, the most dangerous type of skin cancer. Other skin cancers, besides melanoma, ozone depletion, other skin cancers, besides melanoma, ozone depletion also increases the risk of other types of skin cancer, such as basal cell carcinoma, 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 and squamous cell carcinoma, squamous, squamous cell carcinoma. Y'all, I told y'all from the beginning I'd tell some words, but I'm spelling them for y'all to understand what I'm saying. Okay. Okay, it says the Montreal Protocol, which is an international treaty, has helped reduce the release of ozone depleting substances, leading to a slow recovery of the ozone layer. Then it says continued risk. Despite the Montreal Protocol increased UV exposure due to ozone depletion remains a concern, and the risk of skin cancer, including melanoma, continues to rise. Okay, y'all, the ozone layer is messed up. Now let's go look at okay. Has the immune system been compromised due to the ozone layer?
According to pmc.ncbi.nlm.nih.gov, a review of the literature reveals that ozone exposure can either suppress or enhance immune responsiveness.
Okay. Okay, I didn't answer that. Actually, has there been a compromise? Has the immune system been compromised due to the ozone layer risen in the past 5 years? Okay, it's not saying whether it's risen or not. It say while the ozone layer is primarily known for protecting against harmful UV radiation, increased exposure to UV radiation due to ozone depletion can lead to immune system suppression, potentially making individuals more vulnerable to infections and diseases. Hold on, you guys. I'll be right back. Okay, guys. I was trying to ask that question differently so we can get a different answer, but it's going around and around. But it did bring us something to do with COVID-19. Giving different explanations. But I'm telling y'all, it's due to the ozone layer. Okay, because yes, immune systems are compromised, um, and they know they compromised. That's why so many people died off. Because that COVID-19, there's some things that come that the body cannot fight off, but something like that COVID-19, I was hit with it, and it took my body because I'm a little up in age. It took my body, um, and then I also wasn't eating healthy. It took my body a little longer to fight it off, but with the help of God, the grace of God, my body did fight it off. Um, I'm prone to think and believe that you see more people walking around with the sniffles, and you yourselves may come up, you just out of nowhere you got the sniffles, or you got a runny nose, or you feel extremely tired. Your body is just different than it used to be. And even you young people, some young people, they forgetful, they tired, they got the sniffles, they got the nose runs, they got colds commonly. I mean, children as well. So yes, the immune system of the human is breaking down. Okay. So and I mean, I don't even have to look that up. I can just look at my next door neighbors or the people I see in the stores and stuff like that. You can literally see that people's immune systems is breaking down. Guys, hold on. The Lord just showed me somebody I need to pray right quick. Hey guys, let's go to hey hallelujah. Oh hallelujah. Okay, I asked, have crops and plants been damaged due to the ozone layer in the past 5 years? Okay. It says yes, ground level ozone pollution has been documented to damage crops and plants, leading to reduced yields and other negative impacts. And this has been observed in the past 5 years and continues to be a concern. Then it said here's a more detailed explanation. How ozone damages plants. Ozone, a major component of smog, damages plants by entering leaf openings, stomata, and oxidizing, burning plant tissue, impairing photosynthesis, photosynthesis, and reducing gas exchange. Visible damage. Ozone specific visible leaf injury symptoms can occur in some horticultural crops, e.g., parsley and coriander, coriander, coriander. Some arable crops, potato and maize, e.g., potato and maize, and some grassland species. Crop yield impacts. Studies show that ozone exposure can lead to reduced crop yields, with some crops being more sensitive than others. Examples of sensitive crops: soybean, cotton, peanuts, clover, alfalfa, rice, wheat, tomatoes, beans, grapes, watermelons, and potatoes are among the crops that are sensitive to the ozone. Geographic distribution. Some of the most productive agricultural areas in the U.S., including the Northeast, Mid Atlantic, Southeast, Midwest, Eastern, Central Plains, East Texas, and Central California, are exposed to elevated ozone levels. Economic impacts. Ground level ozone is responsible for millions of dollars and reduced crop production each year in the United States. Y'all, I want y'all to know I'm getting this offline. I don't know if you can see it. Well, there it go. You can see it now. I want y'all to know I'm getting it offline. So I want y'all to say she lying. I'm reading what's in here. Okay. Um, Economic impacts. Ground level ozone is responsible for millions of dollars and reduced crop productions each year in the United States. Beyond crops, ozone also damages the foliage of trees and other plants, affecting the landscape of cities, natural parks, forests, and recreation areas. Factors influencing ozone damage: soil moisture, the presence of other air pollutants, insects or diseases, and other environmental stresses can increase the amount of ozone injury. Research and monitoring. National parks are studying ozone effects on vegetation through ozone gardens and by monitoring ground level ozone levels. Ongoing research. Scientists are continuing to study effects of ozone on plants and ecosystems with a focus on understanding how to mitigate the damage and protect sensitive species. Now let's ask this a question here, which I already know the answer, but let's ask it. Is the ground level ozone pollutants is ground level ozone pollutants from the ozone layer? Okay, it says ground level ozone forms from chemical reactions between pollutants and sunlight. Okay, even though it may not be, this layer located high in the Earth's atmosphere, stratosphere, is naturally occurring and protects us from the sun harmful UV radiation. Ground level, this is pollutant that forms near the Earth's surface and is harmful to the human health and the environment. Okay, now they can reword it all they want to, but we already read about what the ozone damage to the ozone layer does, which is exactly what it's saying that the ground level ozone layer is doing. But it's saying the two is not related. But however, it's got to be, because if it wasn't, it wouldn't be doing the same thing. Now we read about what the ozone layer around the sun, the atmosphere, stratosphere of the sun, or the stratosphere of the earth, and it's from to protect us from the sun, the UV rays from the sun. But if it thinned out, it told us exactly what would happen. That it would affect plant life, it would affect us, it would affect the marine life, it would affect everything concerning the earth. It would affect the vegetation and everything. Now, what they're saying is the ground level ozone is affecting the same thing that the ozone layer protects. So if the ozone layer protects this, and if it thinned out, it would damage these things that are being damaged now by ground level ozone. Then guess what? It is the same thing. The plants and the vegetable is being damaged by the ozone layer because it is thinned out. Okay? Now, let's go to the marine. Is there any disruption in the marine ecosystem due to the marine? Is there any disruption in the marine ecosystem due to the ozone layer thinning? Okay, it says yes. Ozone layer thinning, particularly the ozone hole over Antarctica. Please hold, guys. Okay, guys, I'm back. Okay, the question was, has there been any disruption in the marine ecosystem due to the ozone layer thinning in the past 5 years? Okay. It says yes, increased UV radiation due to ozone layer thinning has disrupted marine ecosystem in the past 5 years, impacting high phytoplankton, 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 zooplankton, and other marine life, potentially affecting the entire marine food web. Here's a more detailed explanation. Ozone depletion allows more harmful ultraviolet. Ozone depletion allows more harmful ultraviolet radiation to reach the Earth's surface, including the oceans. The hydroplankton, the base of the marine food web, are particularly vulnerable due to UV radiation. Excessive UV can impair their photosynthesis, inhibit growth, and cause DNA damage. Effects on the zooplankton. Zooplankton, which feed on phytoplankton, are also negatively affected by UV exposure, experiencing psychological impairments. Disruption to the food web. A decline in the phytoplankton and zooplankton populations can disrupt the entire marine food web, potentially impacting fish, crab, seabirds, and other marine animals. And the Lord did tell me a few weeks ago to stop eating shrimp and crab. He told me that to stop eating that. Specific examples. Scientists have observed a direct reduction in phytoplankton production due to ozone depletion, radiated increases in UVB radiation. There's the UVB again. The UVB radiation has been found to cause damage to early developmental stages of fish, shrimp, crab, amphibians, and other marine animals. Cooler waters have benefited some populations of penguins, seabirds, and seals, who profit from greater population of krill and fish. Ozone layer recovery. While the ozone layer is showing signs of recovery, the effects of past ozone depletion continue to be felt in marine ecosystem. Variability in ozone hole. The size and persistence of the Antarctica ozone hole have shown variability in recent years, with some years exhibiting larger and more persistent holes than others, driven by the meteorological conditions. Ongoing research. Scientists continue to study the effects of ozone depletion and UV radiations on marine ecosystem to better understand the extent of the damage and develop strategies for mitigation. Now we're gonna ask one more question and I'm gonna be done. Um, what was that question you just gave me? Um, what causes the ozone layer to thin? The ozone layer is thinning primarily due to human produced chemicals, specifically ozone depleting substances, ODS, like Chloro. Uh. Uh. Chlorofluorocarbons. CHLOROFLUOROCARBONS. CFCs. Halons. And methyl bromide, which releases chlorine and bromine into the stratosphere, leading to ozone destruction. Okay, that's and let's ask one more question. Just came to me. Do spaceships going in and out? No. Can rockets going in and out of space cause damage to the ozone layer? Yes, rocket launches, particularly with the projected increase in space travel, can damage the ozone layer due to emissions of gases and particles, including black carbon and nitrogen oxide, into the stratosphere, where the ozone layer resides. Here's a more detailed explanation. Rocket emissions, rocket launches, especially those using solid fuels, release gases and particles into the stratosphere, the layer of the atmosphere where the ozone layer is located. Harmful substances. These emissions include substances like black carbon, nitrogen oxides, and chlorine, which are known to destroy ozone. Ozone depletion. The increased presence of these substances in the stratosphere can lead to ozone depletion, meaning the ozone layer thins, allowing more harmful ultraviolet radiation to reach the Earth's surface. Potential consequences. Increased UV radiation can have negative impacts on human health, including skin cancers and weakened immune systems, as well as disruption to agricultural and ecosystems, which is talking about the marine and the plant life and things of that nature, the food and all that. Okay, al- soot and alumina. Soot and alumina or aluminum oxide is a chemical compound that's a key compound is that is a key component in rocket launches and can also contribute to the atmospheric pollution. Okay, now where was I reading at? Where was I at? Where was I at? Okay, I was on consequences. Soot and aluminum. Okay, soot and alumina, which are also emitted by rockets, absorb heat and could increase temperatures in the upper levels of Earth's atmosphere, potentially disrupting the planet's thermal balance. Growing concern. As the space industry and the number of rocket launches continue to grow, the potential impact on the ozone layer and Earth's climate becomes a growing concern. Regulation needed, most certainly. The need for proper management of the upper atmosphere environment and the potential for regulation or rocket launches is being discussed. Now, listen, you got you got Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and only God knows who in the government using rockets to go in and out of space only 2, 3, 4 times a week, maybe. I don't know. But they doing it a lot, more than what we need. And then you got people in Russia doing it. You got people in Germany doing it. All around the world, people are going in and out of space like it's a vacation spot. You understand what I'm saying? That's like getting on an airplane and going from here to Colorado or something. They're just doing it naturally. You should not be going in and out of space like that. You're destroying that thin membrane, that ozone layer that protects the Earth from the outer space, that protects the Earth, that protects the people and the animals and the plants and the trees and all that, from all of that, the rays and the, which is the heat and the different chemicals and different stuff up there that we don't know nothing about. It's protecting us from that falling down here. It's like the Lord made like a globe around the earth to protect us from certain things from outer space. Okay, but what you going in and out, and not only is it causing the it's causing like the release of different gases when they go in and out of space. They're also leaving holes in the ozone layer because they're not going in and out of the same hole. Okay, so it's all the time they've causing more holes and more holes and more holes, and that's all around the world. Come on, we had, I don't know if that was Florida or California, had a snowstorm. Now I can see them getting a brush of snow, but they had a snowstorm. What was that, Texas that froze over a few years back? See, stuff like that ain't supposed to happen. And then they want to lie and say, well, it's because of global warming or something like that. No, it's because y'all going in and out of space, and the stuff that we're using, the pollutions and stuff that we're using in the earth is causing an issue with the ozone layer. And the world is acting up. We are destroying the earth. Okay, and see, the Lord spoke to me a few days back, and I've been contemplating and contemplating. Well, Lord, I don't know how to make that. They said, okay, I need to study on it. But today I just said, you know what? We're gonna do this all online. We're gonna do this while I'm making the video. We just gonna go through here and we're gonna pull up and see what's going on. Okay, we're gonna learn this thing out today together because this is very important. All right. We're sitting up and we fighting and arguing and fussing and looking at this stupid stuff that Trump and Elon doing in Earth, but we're not paying attention to what's going on with them in these spaceships. Okay, we're looking at this foolishness. But the most important thing, because I know all of y'all know, when they putting something out front for us to see, there's something in the background that's really important that we really need to be looking at. And that is the most important part. That piece that's in the background that they're putting on this show in the forefront, that's hiding in the background, that's what it is. It's because they destroying the earth, going in and out of the atmosphere, going up there to that so-called supernova earth that he called himself building on. Because once he get that together like he wanted, he not gonna care about what's going on in this earth. They don't care about this earth. They done made them a whole nother place to go to. So they think, but God gonna destroy that one too. See, people, we gotta get wise and hip to these people. We be looking at stuff and be listening, and a lot of y'all gonna think, "Oh, she tripping." No, I'm not tripping. Y'all need to pay attention to what's really going on. When they put stuff out in the forefront like they do, it's because they got something in the background that they hiding. The earth is being destroyed. The earth is being destroyed. It is not destroying itself. We are destroying it. And them going, the biggest damage to the earth is those rockets, those spaceships going in and out of earth at an alarming rate. You just had 6 women go up there. Well, I know somebody just went up there. I know it's talking about 6 women going up there. Y'all better pay attention. Y'all better pay attention. It ain't just America sending people up and in and out of space. They doing it all around the world. Russia, Germany, all of them, Ukraine, all of them. They sending people in and out of the earth, destroying the ozone layer, which is protecting us from harm. Just imagine if that ozone layer was gone. We go outside and we be talking about, oh, it's so hot because the heat shining down, so the sun is so bright and it's putting off so much heat at certain times of the year all around the earth, except for Antarctica and places, Alaska and places like that. In certain places it's cold, but just imagine if that ozone layer was gone. The ozone layer, that sun would put off so much heat till it would burn us up. And then in some places it'll burn us up. And then in other places it will cause it to be so cold till it would freeze everything up. Are you understanding what I'm saying? This is not something that you can fight through. You can't. If that ozone layer is gone and that heat reaches the top peak from that sun, it ain't nothing you can put on. You ain't go ain't no what's that lotion stuff they be putting on to block the UV rays from the sun. You can't make none of that. You couldn't come up with nothing to block the radiation from that sun. You couldn't. Ain't no way you could run and hide either, because the sun would be so hot it'll burn up everything. It'll burn up metal, steel, iron. It'll even burn up the rocks. So you go run into the cave, you're gonna burn up in there too. Understand what I say. You can't hide from what God created. That's why he got a protection there. And if he didn't, if we could do without the protection, he wouldn't have put the protection there. So with them going in and out of earth, that need to stop. Regulate. They already know this. This is stuff that I'm reading from the scientific website. Well, I showed y'all. This is stuff I'm reading for the scientific website. Okay? So, people, y'all need to understand what's going on. I'm not saying what they got in the front ain't important. Yeah, that's important. But the most important thing, the one thing that we need to really be paying attention to, them going in and out of space like it's a vacation, like it's a holiday every day. Now, at first, when they first started going out of space, okay, it's for exploration, and that was once every so many years. But now they're doing it every day if they choose to, if they feel like it. It's got to stop. It's got to stop. Now I'm crying out for the earth. Y'all don't pay no attention to me when I cry out for the children. This ain't the first time I done spoke on the earth being destroyed, and it ain't gonna be the last. But the Lord has put it in my heart to talk about the ozone layer. Y'all better pay attention. They messing up the ozone layer, and it need to be stopped. You won't listen to me about the children, and the children is killing each other and killing mama, daddy, granddaddy, and grandmama too, and the next door neighbor and the teacher too. Come on now. Told y'all that they was gonna close down the school. What Trump trying to do? Look at him. Y'all hard-headed. Hard-headed. Listen to what I'm saying. I ain't gotta be spending my time doing this. I'm doing this because this is what the Lord have us to know. He is warning us. He said, I give warning before its destruction comes. I give warning before destruction comes. The thing is, will you listen? Or do every destruction or do every destruction have to be like the days of Noah? Do it have to happen before you listen? Now, if they keep on messing with that ozone layer when it happened, most definitely gonna be too late. Most definitely. They need to stop going in and out of that atmosphere. They need to stop. People, open up your eyes and pay attention. Scientists, pay attention. Don't be listening to what the government telling you, because they don't know. They somebody lying to somebody. It's just a web of lies coming from the top all the way down. Look for yourself. Look for yourself and determine what needs to be done. All them spaceships don't need to keep going in and out of Earth. All this different emissions and stuff that we're using in the earth that's causing the ozone layer to be tore up and destroyed. We need to stop using that stuff. The government needs to put a ban on that stuff. They know what's causing the ozone layer with the stuff they have created and letting the people use. Hairspray, simple stuff as hairspray, destroys the ozone layer. Stop making the stuff that's going to kill our earth. Without it, we're not going to live. Y'all think y'all going to run out of space and live. It's something about space you don't know. You think you know, but you don't. There's something about space you don't know. That so-called supernova 10 or wherever y'all call yourself building, it's something about that place you don't know. Until you go up there and call yourself living, and then when you find out, it's gonna be worse off than what it was in the earth that God gave us. He gave us this earth for a reason. He done put us out there in space. He put us here, and he did that for a reason. God done everything he done for a reason. And it ain't for you to go play and God call yourself trying to rebuild a whole nother earth. If he wanted to stay, that's where he'd have put us. All right? Now, with that being said, I didn't know it was going to take this long, but it was something that needed to be done. And I pray that y'all listen to what I'm saying. Okay? Now, with that being said, I love y'all with the love of God. Until next time, peace, stay blessed.